Good morning, Wajiha. May I tag along?
Sure. How are you?
I'm good. So, what do you do at UCP?
I am the HR director at UCP. So I look after the employee life cycle, starting from the time we induct an employee, till the entire payroll, etc., of the employee.
And how does your role impact the students?
Well, it has a direct impact on the students because the faculty that we hire is, going to effectively impact the students. The quality of faculty, the competency of the faculty will have a direct impact on the student output, the academic excellence that we have at the university.
And what facilities can staff members access?
Okay, so staff members basically we have because we're a university, we have a lot of facilities, the same that students generally tend to have. We have those for the staff also. So there's a gym, there is the swimming pool, there's a daycare that we have, which is equally available for the male as well as the female employees. And we also have the lounge, for the cafeteria for the employees.
Super cool. Now tell us how you got this job.
Well, so this job is through, a network. Naturally, that is how, at certain point you do tend to get the jobs. So through the network.
What are some interview tips that you could share?
Okay, so I think, when you come for an interview, the first and foremost thing that any candidate needs to, be is confident. Not overconfident, but confident. And then, of course, it is also the, your parents. First impression is the last impression, that sort of a thing. So you need to have the right appearance, properly groomed, the overall outlook. Then you need to have that, the subject knowledge for whatever you're preparing for. You need to have that. You need to know the organization that you're applying for, the position, the role that you're applying for. You need to do your homework effectively, before you come for the interview. And then be positive while speaking to the panel, if it's a panel or if it's, the individual who's interviewing you. Other than that, I think you should also make eye contact and and I think overall be positive in how you present yourself, and I think your personalities will sort of reflect.
Perfect. And what's the best part about working at UCP?
Well, because it's a university, I think I love the overall ambience of the university. The campus, the feel of the vibrancy, the fact that there's so many things happening, academic, non-academic, both, and then there's so many things to learn. The learning opportunities are tremendous at the university.
And what's your favorite event?
Okay, so I think lots of events we have that are happening throughout the year. So I would say that the international conferences, that we're having now, we really push those. So I think those are a really good platform, overall. Even if it's not directly my area, you end up learning so much.
And how long have you been working here?
I've been here for about a little more than 2 years. So, approximately 2.5 years.
And how do you balance work and family?
Okay, so I think it's all about prioritization, at the end of the day. You have to prioritize what is important, and, your work, during the work office hours that you have, that is the time that should be dedicated entirely to your work. And then, after office hours, you should sort of put away your work and then concentrate on your family. I think that's the most important thing. And, eventually, honestly, when I come, at the start of the day, you should be listing down, I list down, in fact, whatever I need to get done that particular day. And then, see if that is important, then that should be done that day. And then the rest can be, sort of done later towards maybe the day after or whatever.
And when was the last time you took a vacation?
Very recently, after an entire year, I took a vacation very recently, about 2 weeks back.
And where did you go?
I went to Malaysia with my family.
Perfect.
Yeah.
And when was the last time you conducted an interview?
As part of my job, I do interviews. I think all interviews generally after the first line. The last interview is I'm part of the last selection board. So the last interview I think would be 3 days back. We've been hiring the faculty, so yeah, 3 days back.
And how important do you think LinkedIn is for prospective job seekers?
LinkedIn is now has become a very important platform, because LinkedIn actually provides you with exposure that you otherwise may not have. It's a platform where you can connect with like-minded professionals as well as professionals who you may not otherwise really get to know. You know, there are of course events that are happening, networking events and everything during the year, in the city, but you may not have access to that. So the national events as well as the international forums that are happening, the conferences that are happening, there's so much available on LinkedIn. I think that it's become a very useful platform, not just for as an employee, but also as an organization also. So, yeah.
And how open are we to hiring UCP students?
We are pretty open, but first and foremost, of course, is the merit. If a UCP student is coming on the merit, then we will give preference naturally, because we know the student. Personally, we have the student has studied with us, the faculty knows him, the deans would know him. So I think slight preference would be there, but merit has to be there. The student needs to know.
Okay. And another myth or truth question: references should be included in their resume?
Not necessarily. I mean, if the organization is specifically asking for the resumes, then for the references, sorry, then yes, you can include it. But even if you don't, that's fine. If organization needs, they will, they'll ask you for the references later.
Okay, quick last one. HR gets feedback from previous employers.
Well, there are some organizations that do tend to get the feedback from the previous, organizations. Antecedent verifications is done. Degrees are also at times verified by the universities. So yes, it can happen. You should be very, very mindful of, what you're sending. Okay, so I think that, I hope I've answered a lot of your questions. It's time for my meeting. So thank you.
Thank you, Majia.
Thank you very much.